What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this 2021 Ford F350 Super Duty. Huge shout out and thank you to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this truck for today's video. They have a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles just like this truck, so definitely check them out. And the model that we're looking at today is a SuperCab Lariat, finished off in rapid red metallic and has the 8-foot bed. Underneath the hood, this Super Duty features the 6.7 liter POWERSTROKE turbo diesel V8 engine. This pumps out 475 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to the rear wheels, and of course this does have 4-wheel drive. The curb weight can range from 6,700 to 7,400 pounds, and this particular spec has a 34-gallon fuel tank. And for this particular spec, standard towing is going to be around 20,000 pounds, with gooseneck towing at 22,400 pounds, and then overall payload is roughly 3,300 pounds. This truck also features ventilated disc brakes in all 4 corners, and they all measure in at 14.3 inches. Since this truck has the SuperCab as well as the longer bed, the wheelbase is 164.2 inches with overall length at 254.4. Height is 81.2 with width at 80 inches. For some off-road capabilities, minimum ground clearance is 8.5 inches with departure angle at 20.1 degrees and breakover at 20.7 degrees. Approach is 17.5 degrees, and with the tailgate open, it comes in at 36.9 inches. Taking a look at the exterior styling of this F350 Super Duty, we have a massive chrome grille up front with some vertical slats. You can see a large Ford logo right in the center with a lower forward-facing camera. This also has a massive set of headlights finished off with chrome housing and halogen bulbs, and then a chrome bumper down below with chrome tow hooks, as well as fog lights on the farthest sides. This has a lot of road presence to it. It really stands out and is very squared off to give it a modern appearance. It all flows up to the hood where you can see Super Duty stamped into the front. There's a lot of sharp lines within the hood to give it a taller appearance, and those lines blend all the way up to the windshield. Everything flows its way to these front fenders with some sharp lines wrapping from the hood all the way into these fenders. And then you can also see the two-tone design for the fender flares as well as the lower trim on the side. We get a set of 20-inch wheels finished off in chrome, and they're wrapped in a Michelin tire. Then you can see the Lariat logo as well as F350 on this front fender. There's clean body lines going through the doors all the way into the 8-foot bed, and you get the 4x4 logo in back. We get a chrome door handle as well as chrome mirror caps with an integrated LED turn signal, and of course the mirrors can slide out for better towing. We have black trim for the B-pillars and then lights on the front portion of the roof. There's also the POWERSTROKE logo in the front portion of the doors, and then a chrome set of running boards, and then moving to the back we get the side exit chrome exhaust. And then moving to the rear end, you can see the red housings for the taillights. They also house the sonar sensor for the blind spot alert. We have a chrome rear bumper with 4 parking sensors, and you can see the massive trailer hitch down below. All of the connections are on the left side of the license plate. You get Super Duty stamped into the tailgate like we saw up front, and then the Ford logo above that. There's a chrome release handle for the tailgate, your standard backup camera, and an LED light. So there's a good look at the exterior and some of the specifications for this 2021 F350 Super Duty. Comment below, what do you guys think of this truck? This red color is absolutely stunning, especially out in the sunlight today. And also we get a lot of comments saying to review a truck other than the Super Crew. So this is the first time doing this configuration on one of these Super Duty trucks. So comment below, what do you guys think of this overall specification? We now have Ford's key fob. If I go ahead and lock the truck, I can then double tap the engine start stop button, and we can make this diesel engine roar to life, as you can hear. And then by just tapping it, it'll automatically shut off. And then by just unlocking the truck, I can grab the handle and we can check out the interior. This Lariat features a black leather interior with silver accents all throughout. If we go ahead and take a look at the door panel now, finished off in black, we have black leather along the armrest with some good padding and stitching. We also get the release handle and grab handle all integrated into one area. There's some dark wood trim with chrome accents, and then all of your window controls and mirror controls, as well as the button to slide out these side mirrors. Very easily they can slide out. Then we have your lock and unlock with memory seating and part of the audio system, and then a ton of storage space down below. And then moving inside now, we have some chrome along the door sill, and then all the power controls on the left side of the seat. We have a combination of smooth leather and perforated leather, and then contrast stitching. And then a nice overall look for these seats as we make our way up the backrest. You can see the perforated leather and smooth leather with all of the stitching, and then spinning around to the steering wheel wrapped in black leather with silver accents. And then now inside the truck, flipping the key out of the fob, we can go ahead and insert it into the ignition, turn the power on, and then fire up the diesel. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, we have all your Bluetooth and audio controls over on this right side, and then cruise control settings over on the left. This upper pad will actually control the LCD screen in the center gauges. As you can see, we have the LCD screen in the center, a speedometer over on the right with your tach over on the left, and then some engine vitals up top. If we take a look at the center display now, if I scroll down through here, you can see a few different items that'll come up. You can also continue to scroll over and see more information. We have a lot of different settings within the truck that you can change and view. I really like how many different items you can see. You can see a digital speedometer, a lot of the vitals within the car and things like that. We can continue to go over to see some towing information. And then we also have off-road settings, which is really cool to see. You have the gauges that change for the degree of angle for your steering wheel. Then we have a lot of settings as well for the safety. On the left of the steering wheel, we have your windshield wiper controls as well as the turn signal stalk. Then we have your gear selector over on the right. To the left of the actual steering wheel now, we have all of your headlight controls, parking lights for the mirrors, as well as an adjuster for these pedals. We have one of the air vents over on the left side, and then some black leather along the dash with nice stitching. This truck features a Bang & Olufsen audio system, and it also has some storage up top. More leather across the other side of the dash with a Super Duty logo stamped into the molding. We have massive air vents right in the center. Up top now we have your air brake as well as the traction control and hazards. We have the lane keeping as well as a shortcut to get to your camera. As you can see with the camera system, we have a top-down view over on the right, forward-facing cameras on this left side, and then by toggling this icon we can see all the different views, the front view camera, all the different angles, which is really cool to see. We also have a bed view, and then if I go ahead and put the truck into reverse, you can see how the backup camera comes up now, and then if I go to these same views, it does all the different angles but with this back camera. And going ahead and putting us back into park, the screen turns off. Taking a look at this infotainment screen, we have a lot of different settings here. In the settings icon, you can adjust a lot of the different parameters. We have more items as well. Going under apps, there's a few different icons. You have your navigation screen, which has a really good view. You can easily tap the menu icon to control a lot of the different settings. Then you can see how everything looks. Zooming out, you have a really good view. We also have phone integration, and then all of your climate controls can come up, different zones and everything. And then of course your audio over on the left. There's some shortcuts in the bottom here with physical buttons for volume and tuning, different media icons as well. And then we have your four-wheel drive selector over on this left side going all the way down to 4 low. Have some more trailering in this bottom section like your brake gain, and then the backup assist. You can easily toggle that left and right, and then you do get physical climate controls down below with heated and ventilated seats. You can see the fan speed in the center, your 2 different zones, the defrost as well, on and off, and then this is dual zone climate control. And then taking a look at the center now, we have some more of this wood grain trim. Pushing this out of the way now, it reveals some storage space down below with 2 USBs. Then if I go ahead and push that, it can close. We have a massive storage bin over on this left side and 2 cup holders on the right. And if you swipe this over, you now have 4 cup holders, which is super usable. We have a black leather armrest with more contrast stitching. And then just pressing the button and opening this up, we have a removable storage tray as well. And this has a ton of space, as you can see, even with a 12 volt down below. And if I go ahead and put that back in, we can close the armrest. We have 2 different glove boxes over on this right side. Pressing this button now, this one opens up to reveal just a little bit of storage space. Then we can close that. And then the standard one is down below with a ton of space down here as well as a shelf. And then on this right side of the center, we also can open this up for a 12 volt and 3-prong outlet. And then one last look at the overall interior. Nice and clean in here. Very good design overall on the interior of this Super Duty. I like all the leather. The wood trim is a great touch. Definitely nice and roomy. And then up top on the ceiling, we have a lot of different auxiliaries for added things like winches or lighting. We also have a power button back here to automatically slide back this rear glass window. And then wrapping it up, we have all your dome lights and a sunglass holder. And then to go ahead and take a look at the rear seat space, you'll need to open one of the doors, and then you can grab this interior handle to open up this rear door in the reverse direction. It'll open at this 90-degree angle to allow plenty of access to the interior. And then another very cool feature, you can continue pushing it and the hinge will actually continue to open, and the door will actually swing out in line with the truck to completely get the door out of the way. The door panel has some similar accents like we saw up front, even with a power window and an armrest. And then taking a look at these rear seats, they're finished off just like up front, smooth leather and perforated leather with the contrast stitching. It is a 3-row bench seat. We have some storage behind these rear seats and some nice amenities like climate control vents. We can open up this upper one for a 12 volt. We have some USB ports and a 3-prong outlet and cup holders. We can also lift the front portion of these seats and lock them into place. It reveals even more storage for the ground, and there is a little bit of a compartment underneath the seats for added storage space. If I go ahead and pull this lever, we can unlock it. And then sitting back here, I will go ahead and close the door. So I'm 5'11" sitting back here with the driver's seat set to my height. My knees are just barely touching the seat and my feet are fitting comfortably. I have plenty of headroom, just like you would see in the standard Super Crew. Now armrest is in a good place, and I really like how I can put this window down for added air and some better visibility with a large glass. You can see the large glass behind you. So for not being the full 4-door, this is still roomy. You can fit 3 people back here in a pinch when needed. And I can honestly sit back here for at least a couple hours and not get too uncomfortable. And then to take a look at the tailgate and bed space, you can see that LED light on. I can just grab the handle and easily lower the liftgate. This one does have an optional tonneau cover, which is a very nice feature for added storage. It'll roll all the way forward for added space. We have a spray and bed liner in here with LED lights on the left and right side, as well as some power outlets. And my favorite part about the Ford Super Duty trucks is in this tailgate, you can press the center button within the tailgate and open out a step. It easily unfolds. And then you can easily pull out a retractable handle and lock it up into place to make it much easier to climb into and out of the bed. And then by folding everything back into the tailgate nice and easy, we can easily lift it up and close it. Alright guys, so we are setting off now in the 2021 F350 Super Duty. First and foremost, the 6.7 liter POWERSTROKE diesel engine, 1,050 pound-feet of torque. That is just ridiculous. This truck gets up to speed without even stressing the engine. We didn't even get above 2,000 RPM and we're already going 50 miles an hour just like that. So as far as cruising in this truck, this is a big vehicle, especially this one with the long bed. You can tell it goes pretty far back there. This is a really long truck. But when I'm sitting here, I am nice up and high above all the traffic. You have a pretty large windshield and a really good view over the hood. You can see all the cool contours in it as well. The mirrors do a great job letting you know what's going on behind you, and I like how there are 2 different mirrors. One of them is a zoomed out look to really get a good understanding of what's going on, and the fact that they are power operated for if you are towing. You can easily see around for your trailer. The glass is huge as well, and like a lot of the F-Series trucks, they have a cutout in the lower portion of this door to make it a lot better for visibility. Looking over your left and right shoulder, the rear cab is very close to me, so the visibility is really good. Most pickup trucks have fantastic visibility, and I think with this one being so much closer than the Super Crew, it actually makes it even better. As far as taking a sharper turn now, you can tell the hood is a big thing up there with that big diesel engine, but it takes it very nicely and composed. And then doing another turn, coming down to a stop now, we have a massive set of disc brakes, and we come to a stop nicely as you would expect. Of course, this truck also has to be able to slow down a 20-something thousand pound trailer, so it's nice to have a truck that can handle that sort of thing. Giving it a little bit of gas, or I should say a little bit of diesel, getting up to some speed, just getting up to 50 now. That is just instant power from the turbo diesel. That is awesome. I love the POWERSTROKE. As far as the interior refinements, this is the Lariat, so it's a really good blend of everything. It's not a crazy Platinum or a Limited or even a King Ranch, but you get a lot of nice amenities. The leather feels nice in here. Armrests are fantastic. There's good padding to make it nice and comfortable. The ventilated seat, since it's like 95 degrees out right now, that is doing a good job keeping me a little bit cooler, and of course air conditioning and things like that. Everything you touch though is nice. You know, there's nothing cheap feeling about it. It's good materials. It's not a luxury brand truck or just a fully crazy $100,000 spec, but everything you touch is a nice fit and finish for what you would expect in a truck like this. As far as the infotainment, this is probably one of the last years for the Sync 3 system. Of course, the 2021 F-150 has the crazy new screen, which is super cool. This one, it gets the job done though. I love how you have all of your climate controls on it, super easy to see. The contrast for colors is easy, and then I like how you just tap on the icons, and of course everything changes. It's user-friendly, easy to use, and I think it just does the job exactly what you would need it. And then of course having the cup holders and all the interior space makes this very usable. So getting back up to speed once again, of course not even stressing the engine. That turbo diesel is one heck of a motor. As far as interior space, this is a big truck, as you already know. I'm 5'11", and I have like 8 inches of headroom in here, and of course I can move the seat way farther back if I needed to, and the steering wheel moves as well. So you can fit very comfortably up front, depending on how large you are. I think this truck can definitely fit many different body types, and then even sitting in the back, it's not too bad for being the smaller cab, but I like how it still is very usable. And the bed space being an 8-foot bed, you can fit 2x4s, plywood, whatever you need back there, motorcycles, 4-wheelers, probably even a side-by-side, and still have the tailgate up. So this is definitely the work bed. If you're going to use this truck for work, this is a great way to go. If you especially only are going to really have 2 people in it, you can put some cargo and things in the back seats, fold them up, and then load up the bed with anything that you're going to need at the job site. So a truck like this is going to give you a good blend of the luxuries to still be in a comfortable truck, you know, going from job site to job site, or driving to work and back and using this as a daily. I think it's a really good blend. And then we'll we'll go ahead and slow down and do a little bit of a 3-point turn in a parking lot and test out the camera system. Turning radius is pretty good. You do have to turn the wheel several times, being a big truck like this, of course. But I like how when you put it into reverse, the camera is nice and clear to see. The top-down view is great, especially for a larger truck. Parking sensors activate when you get closer. And then back into drive, super easy to maneuver the truck in tight spaces, especially with the camera system. And then getting back up to speed one last time from a slow speed, we'll get a little bit more diesel. And you can feel the power. That torque is just monstrous. I probably talked about that too many times in the video, but 1,000 pound-feet of torque is something fun to have, especially when you're towing. I've towed with trucks like this, and the diesel engine really makes it easy. You don't even feel a trailer back there. So even if you're just towing a boat or something, less than 10,000 pounds, you're not even gonna notice that it's back there. And of course, with all the extra trailering features like the backup assist and things like that, that is really gonna make this truck usable for what you're gonna use it for. So I think that is about everything for the 2021 F350 Super Duty. Once again, huge thank you and shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this pre-owned 2021 F350. They have a really huge selection of amazing pre-owned cars, just like this truck, and a lot of very new ones like this one. We have 1,200 miles on the odometer, so this is a great pickup. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video.